Hello everyone. Today let's talk about herbal formulas for constipation. Da Cheng Tang. Da Huang is a stimulant laxative. It has a senocide. Senna is some ingredient to make you defecate, and that is stimulant laxative. It forcefully increases the movement of your intestine, and it can be habitual. And there can be tolerance once you take for a long time. So stimulant laxative is a choice option you need to use not regularly, just short period of time. But Da Huang has a senocide in it. And Mang Xiao, when you put Mang Xiao, when you make a formula, prepare a formula, Mang Xiao, you put them after preparation. So right before you take it. Mang Xiao is just collection of minerals, especially salt. That is the reason why you put Mang Xiao right before taking formulas. The Mang Xiao is a special type of laxative. We call them osmotic laxative. So you are making your stool, feces, salty with Mang Xiao. So this side is your feces, and this side is your intestine. So concentration of minerals are higher in your feces. I can say your feces is too salty. So because of osmotic pressure, waters get into the side of feces. So your intestine get dried by losing water fluids to side of feces. That is what happened when you take Mang Xiao. We just learned that this feces can be either in deficiency or heat. But consider using Mang Xiao for indeficiency patient. What will happen? What would happen? They are losing fluid more because of Mang Xiao. Even though feces get loose with more water, but actually patient condition can be worsened with Mang Xiao. So in case their feces is like a pebbles shape, you need to be very cautious, and you should be able to tell if it is from deficiency or excessive. In case of deficiency, you should never use Mang Xiao. Mang Xiao will dry patient intestine more, less fluid, even though it looks be better because their feces get loose, but actually exactly opposite. They are losing water, losing fluid, losing in energy, blood and ins. Those are osmotic laxatives. So when you prescribe this Da Cheng Tang, you are prescribing two major laxatives at the same time. One is stimulant laxative, and another is osmotic laxatives. And they are fast-acting laxatives. And we call this combination of laxatives as Cheng Tang, CQT, Cheng Tang. And if you add Hopo and Jishi, that makes Da Cheng Tang. So Da Huang and Mang Xiao is for these stools, dried stools, but only for the excessive condition and darker colors and this kind of mess when the patient have a mess. And Hopo and Jishi take care of this kind of distension. So that is what Da Cheng Tang does. Da Cheng Tang does. Da Huang and Mang Xiao. What if we add Mai Mendong, Xiao Cheng, and Xuan Di Huang instead of Hopo and Jishi? What is this formula? This formula is Zeng Tang. Zeng Tang. Do you remember? Increasing fluid decoction. So Mai Mendong, Zhen Ye means increase the fluid, augment fluid. So because Zeng Tang is added to Cheng Tang, we call this Zeng Ye Cheng Tang. Instead of Hopo and Jishi, instead of Sheng Di Huang, Mai Mendong, just add Gan Zhao. That means you are not taking care of other symptoms. And even though this name Tiao Wei means harmonize or regulate balancing stomach, unlike its gentle name, this is the fastest acting formula compared to other Cheng Chi Tang based on experiment. There was an experiment about how fast it works and how strong it works. This one was the fastest. Even though it is not the strongest, this one was the fastest. How about this? Tiao Wei Cheng Chi Tang. This is Cheng Chi Tang, Da Huang Mang Xiao. You are adding Tao Ren Gui Ji. This is combination for blood stasis. So why do you use Gui Ji when you try to remove blood stasis? Gui Ji, by warming it, you can soften it, easier to move. And Tao Ren actually melt them, the blood stasis. So these are the common combination, Gui Ji and Tao Ren. So this one is for constipation with blood stasis. Especially patients have a constipation every time she has a period. So constipation is connected to menstruation, and the menstruation is clotty, a lot of clots and darker. Tao Ren Cheng Chi Tang can be a good choice. And also in this case, patients have distension and tender point around right under the belly. So what do you call this? Da Cheng Chi Tang. So Da Huang Mang Xiao and Ho Po Chi Shi. Ho Po and Chi Shi take care of this kind of abdominal symptoms. And what if you get rid of this Mang Xiao? Then Da Huang Ho Po Chi Shi. That means patients do not have this kind of dryness. Okay, Da Huang Ho Po Chi Shi. So this is a minor version of Da Cheng Chi Tang. So we call this Xiao Cheng Chi Tang. When you see Xiao in formula name, this means minor, small. So this is a weaker version of Cheng Chi Tang. Constipation with distension, but not that severe. So based on experiment, Xiao Cheng Chi Tang has a longer time to take an effect. It's opposite with Tiao Wei Cheng Chi Tang. It's opposite. It's slow acting formula, and its effect is more latent and lasts longer. That is Xiao Cheng Chi Tang. And Ma Ji Ren Tang, we usually consider this one is for deficiency condition, but this one also has Da Huang. This is the variation from Xiao Cheng Chi Tang. Just added Ma Ji Ren and Xing Ren. Then makes Ma Ji Ren Wan. So people prescribe this formula for chronic constipation, but I do not recommend using this formula for a long time, like more than 3 months, because it has laxative inside within its formula. Stimulant laxative, Da Huang. So then when do you use this formula? This is Xiao Cheng Chi Tang and Ma Ji Ren and Xing Ren make a lubricating effect. So elderly people have a tendency of constipation. Usually it is manageable, but it's been a while, like a week or 10 days with the constipation. Ma Ji Ren Tang can be a good choice because it is Ma Ji Ren Wan, compared to decoction, it will be gentle and slow acting. What if you take this as a decoction? It will be way faster and stronger. So Xiao Cheng Chi Tang, Ma Ji Ren Tang, and Ma Ji Ren Tang is variation from Xiao Cheng Chi Tang. So 2 herbs, 2 seed is added, Ma Ji Ren and Xing Ren. And Da Cheng Chi Tang, start of everything. It takes care of feces, hardened feces, and also bloating and distension. Zeng Cheng Chi Tang, increase the fluid. And this one, Tiao Wei Cheng Chi Tang. After the disconnection, you didn't see the slide here. Ma Ji Ren Wan with Ma Ji Ren and Xing Ren. And Da Cheng Chi Tang. And Zeng Cheng Chi Tang. Zeng Cheng Chi Tang, add water. Da Cheng Chi Tang, treat distension. Treat indeficiency, dry stool. Tiao Wei Cheng Chi Tang, fast. Tao Ren Cheng Chi Tang, take care of blood stasis. That is the summary. This is end of Cheng Chi Tang. This one looks complicated. Let's see just one by one. Da Huang, Mang Xiao, stimulant laxative, osmotic laxative, and Huopo, Jishi. This one, Da Cheng Chi Tang. Can you see? Da Cheng Chi Tang. And if you add Da Huang, Mang Xiao, Mai Mendong, Xuan Di Huang, Xuan Shen, that makes Zeng Nie Chen Chi Tang. This one, Zeng Nie Chen Chi Tang. Tao Ren and Guiji in Da Huang and Gan Zhao makes this one. The Tao Ren Cheng Chi Tang. Tao Ren Cheng Chi Tang. So with Da Huang and Mang Xiao, you have 4 different Cheng Chi Tang. Da Cheng Chi Tang, Zhang Nie Cheng Chi Tang, Tao Ren Cheng Chi Tang, Tiao Wei Cheng Chi Tang. 4 different ones. So if you remove Mang Xiao, you are making Xiao Cheng Chi Tang, minor Cheng Chi Tang. And if you add Majiren and Xingnan to Xiao Cheng Chi Tang, that makes Majiren Wan. Even though their ingredients are very similar, but this kind of difference between decoction and pill makes a lot of difference in acting time and its strength. And one more thing I want to let you remember is these herbs, Da Huang and No Hui. This is aloe vera, aloe, and Dong Gui Ji, Marve Semen, Dong Gui Ji. They usually take this kind of herbs for purpose of laxative defecation. So all these herbs looks very safe, but actually there is not that safe. Those are not that safe. You need to always consider that. Natural product does not automatically mean safe. And these herbs have a cyanide within them as an ingredient. You should not use them on regular basis for a long time. Anthraquinone. That is the major ingredient of Da Huang. And anthraquinone can be separated into cyanide. Okay, it's all about Chen Chi Tang. Thank you very much. See you again.